Every morning, millions of parents pack lunchboxes believing they're doing the right thing. A sandwich, a drink pouch, a fun little snack. It feels like love. It looks like care. But what if some of those snacks are quietly affecting your child in ways you never notice? Behind the bright packaging are ingredients most parents would never approve of, artificial dyes linked to behavioral concerns, sugar levels that rival candy bars, processed fillers with zero real nutrition. Today we're exposing 10 popular children's snacks you should never put in their lunchbox. And the final one is the biggest shock of all. 10. Fruit Gushers. They burst with fruity flavor, they come in bright, fun colors, and kids absolutely love them. Fruit Gushers have been a lunchbox staple for decades, giving parents the impression that they're packing something with actual fruit inside. But here's the uncomfortable truth. These little gummy pouches are closer to candy than anything that ever grew on a tree. Flip the box over and the ingredient list tells the real story. The first ingredients are corn syrup and sugar. Then comes pear puree concentrate, which sounds healthy until you realize it's just another form of processed sugar. The actual fruit content sits at less than 2%. That's not a fruit snack. That's a sugar delivery system with a health halo. Then there are the artificial dyes: red 40, blue 1, yellow 5, and yellow 06. These synthetic colorants have been linked in multiple studies to hyperactivity and attention issues in children. In fact, the European Union requires warning labels on products containing these dyes, cautioning that they may have adverse effects on activity and attention in children. Here in the United States, no such warning exists. Each pouch contains about 9 grams of sugar. Pack 2 pouches in a lunchbox and your child is consuming nearly as much sugar as a full-size candy bar before the school day is even halfway done. Fruit Gushers taste great because they're engineered to. But when you strip away the marketing, what you're left with is a processed, artificially colored sugar bomb pretending to be fruit. If real nutrition matters to you, this one belongs nowhere near your child's lunch. And that's just the beginning. Coming up next, a product that looks like a complete meal but delivers almost nothing your child actually needs. 9. Lunchables. For busy parents, Lunchables seem like a lifesaver. A neat little tray with crackers, cheese, and meat all ready to go. No prep, no mess, no stress. Kids love them because they feel like a fun, grown-up meal they get to assemble themselves. But behind that convenient yellow box is a nutritional disaster hiding in plain sight. Let's start with what's actually inside. The meat in most Lunchables is highly processed, loaded with sodium nitrite, and packed with fillers and preservatives to extend shelf life. The cheese is often a processed cheese product, meaning it's been modified with emulsifiers and stabilizers that strip away much of what makes real cheese nutritious. And the crackers, refined white flour with almost no fiber to speak of. The sodium content alone should give any parent pause. A single Lunchables kit can contain anywhere from 500 to over 700 milligrams of sodium. That's nearly half of the recommended daily limit for children between 4 and 8 years old, all in one small snack. Excess sodium at a young age contributes to elevated blood pressure, poor kidney function, and unhealthy eating patterns that carry into adulthood. Then there's the sugar. Some Lunchables varieties, particularly those with cookies or candy included, contain upwards of 15 grams of sugar. That's the equivalent of nearly 4 teaspoons packed into a single lunch item. What Lunchables offers in convenience, it strips away an actual nourishment. No meaningful fiber, minimal protein quality, and an ingredient list that reads more like a chemistry set than a meal. If you think that's bad, wait until you see what's lurking inside those colorful drink pouches kids love so much. 8. Kool-Aid Jammers. Nothing says childhood quite like a colorful drink pouch with a tiny straw. Kool-Aid Jammers have become a go-to beverage for lunchboxes, sports games, and after-school snacks. They're cheap, portable, and kids can't get enough of that sweet, fruity taste. But here's the hard truth. What you're handing your child is essentially liquid candy. The primary ingredients in Kool-Aid Jammers are water and high fructose corn syrup. That's right, the second ingredient in this children's drink is one of the most heavily criticized sweeteners in the American food supply. High fructose corn syrup has been linked to obesity, insulin resistance, and fatty liver disease, particularly concerning when consumed regularly by growing children. One small pouch contains about 16 grams of sugar. To put that in perspective, the American Heart Association recommends that children ages 2 to 18 consume less than 25 grams of added sugar per day. A single Kool-Aid Jammers pouch eats up nearly 2/3 of that limit in one sip. Add in breakfast cereal and a sweet snack, and your child has blown past the daily recommendation before dinner even starts. Then there are the artificial colors. Red 40 and Blue 1 give these drinks their vibrant appearance, but as we've already discussed, these dyes come with documented concerns about behavioral effects in children. Perhaps the most deceptive part is the marketing. Words like fruit and tropical flavors suggest something natural, but most varieties contain zero actual fruit juice. It's pure, manufactured sweetness with no nutritional benefit whatsoever. Kool-Aid Jammers might quench thirst, but they fuel sugar spikes, energy crashes, and long-term health risks. This is one drink pouch that deserves to stay on the store shelf. Up next, a crunchy snack so addictive, it's almost impossible to stop eating. And that's no accident. 7. Doritos. That unmistakable crunch, that bold, cheesy dust coating your fingers. Doritos have been the king of the snack aisle for generations, and kids devour them by the handful. But behind that iconic triangle shape is a carefully engineered product designed to make your child eat more and more without ever feeling satisfied. Doritos are what food scientists call hyper-palatable. They combine salt, fat, and intense flavor compounds in a way that overrides your brain's natural fullness signals. The result? Kids keep reaching into the bag long after their body has had enough. The ingredient list is where things get even more concerning. Beyond the corn, vegetable oil, and salt, you'll find monosodium glutamate, commonly known as MSG, along with maltodextrin, artificial flavors, and flavor enhancers like disodium inosinate and disodium guanylate. These additives amplify taste perception and are specifically included to make the product more craveable. This isn't food, it's flavor engineering. A single 1-ounce serving of Doritos contains around 210 milligrams of sodium and about 150 calories. But here's the problem: no child stops at 1 ounce. A typical snack session can easily double or triple those numbers, flooding young bodies with sodium and empty calories that offer nothing in return. Some varieties also contain artificial colors like Yellow 6 and Yellow 5, adding unnecessary synthetic dyes to an already problematic snack. Doritos deliver taste, but they also deliver excess sodium, inflammatory seed oils, and addictive flavor chemicals that encourage overeating. If you want your child to learn healthy snacking habits, this is the opposite of where to start. Next up, a snack parents trust without a second thought, even though it hides problems far worse than its packaging suggests. 6. Go-Gurt. It comes in a squeezable tube. It's marketed as a fun, convenient way to get kids to eat yogurt. And parents everywhere toss Go-Gurt into lunchboxes thinking they're giving their child a calcium-rich, gut-healthy snack. But when you look past the playful packaging, Go-Gurt is a far cry from the wholesome yogurt it pretends to be. Real yogurt is simple. Milk, live cultures, maybe a touch of sweetener. But Go-Gurt flips that formula on its head. The ingredient list includes modified cornstarch, artificial flavors, potassium sorbate, and in some varieties, artificial colors. These aren't additions that support your child's health. They're fillers and preservatives designed to extend shelf life and enhance artificial taste. Then comes the sugar. A single tube of Go-Gurt contains around 8 to 9 grams of added sugar. For a snack being marketed to young children, that's an enormous amount of sweetness packed into a tiny package. Over time, regular consumption of high-sugar snacks like this contributes to tooth decay, weight gain, and an increased preference for overly sweet foods. The probiotic benefits that make yogurt so valuable in the first place are also questionable here. The heavy processing and added sugars can undermine the effectiveness of beneficial bacteria, meaning your child may not be getting the gut health boost you're hoping for. Go-Gurt is convenient, no doubt, but convenience should never come at the expense of nutrition. When a snack contains more sugar and artificial ingredients than actual yogurt benefits, it's time to rethink the choice. Coming up, a breakfast item that somehow made its way into lunchboxes across America, and it has no business being there. If you're learning something new here, hit subscribe and keep these eye-opening breakdowns coming. 5. Pop-Tarts. They're warm, sweet, and coated with colorful frosting. Pop-Tarts have been a breakfast icon for decades, and somewhere along the way, they started showing up in lunchboxes too. Kids love the sugary taste and playful flavors. But nutritionally speaking, Pop-Tarts belong in the dessert aisle, not anywhere near your child's midday meal. Let's break down what's inside. The very first ingredient is enriched flour, which is refined wheat stripped of its natural fiber and nutrients. After that comes sugar, high fructose corn syrup, and dextrose, 3 different forms of sweetener piled into one product. A single frosted Pop-Tart contains around 17 grams of sugar. Since they're packaged in pairs, most kids eat 2 at a time, bringing that total to about 34 grams of sugar in one sitting. That's more than a full day's worth of added sugar for a child, consumed before lunch is even over. Then there are the preservatives. Pop-Tarts contain TBHQ, a synthetic antioxidant used to extend shelf life. While approved by the FDA in small amounts, TBHQ has raised concerns among health researchers about potential effects when consumed regularly over time. The calorie count is equally troubling. 2 pastries deliver roughly 400 calories with almost no protein, fiber, or meaningful nutrients to show for it. It's pure, empty energy that spikes blood sugar and leaves kids hungry again within the hour. Pop-Tarts taste like a treat because they are one. But marketing them as breakfast or a lunchbox option misleads parents into thinking they're acceptable everyday food. They're not. And if you thought Pop-Tarts were bad, wait until you see what's hiding in the next snack on our list. It might be the most deceptive of them all. 4. Fruit roll-ups. They peel apart in fun shapes, they stick to your fingers, and kids trade them at the lunch table like currency. Fruit roll-ups have been a childhood favorite for as long as most parents can remember. The name says fruit. The packaging shows strawberries and raspberries, but what's actually inside has almost nothing to do with real fruit. Flip over the box and read the ingredients. You'll find corn syrup, dried corn syrup, sugar, and pear puree concentrate, all before you reach anything resembling actual fruit. The real fruit content sits at less than 2%. Everything else is processed sweeteners, artificial flavors, and synthetic dyes designed to mimic the appearance and taste of fruit without delivering any of its benefits. Speaking of dyes, fruit roll-ups are loaded with them. Red 40, yellow 5, yellow 6, and blue 1 all make an appearance. These artificial colorants are the same ones that have triggered warning labels in Europe due to their potential links to hyperactivity in children. Yet here in the US, they remain in products marketed directly to kids without any required disclosure. One roll contains around 7 grams of sugar, and most kids don't stop at 1. 2 or 3 rolls per lunchbox is common, which quickly adds up to a significant sugar load with 0 fiber, vitamins, or minerals to balance it out. Fruit roll-ups are candy dressed up as a fruit snack. The name is misleading. The marketing is misleading. And every time one goes into a lunchbox, a child is eating processed sugar while parents believe they're offering something wholesome. Up next, a drink pouch that rivals soda in sugar content but hides behind a friendlier image. 3. Capri Sun. It's been a lunchbox legend for decades. That shiny silver pouch with the tiny yellow straw is practically a symbol of childhood in America. Capri Sun has positioned itself as a fun, fruity drink that kids love and parents feel okay about. But the reality inside that pouch tells a very different story. A single Capri Sun contains around 13 grams of sugar. That might sound moderate until you realize it's nearly as much sugar as a can of cola. The difference is that soda comes with cultural baggage, while Capri Sun slips under the radar disguised as a juice drink. It's not juice. It's flavored sugar water with a health halo. The main ingredients are filtered water and sugar, with some varieties using high fructose corn syrup. The fruit juice content, when present at all, sits at a tiny fraction of the overall formula. Most of what your child is drinking is sweetened water enhanced with natural flavors, a vague term that tells you almost nothing about what's actually inside. Capri Sun has also faced serious quality control issues over the years. In 2022, the company issued a recall after some pouches were found contaminated with a cleaning solution. Earlier incidents involved mold growth inside pouches, which went undetected because the packaging is opaque. Parents had no way of knowing what their children were drinking until it was too late. Despite recent reformulations that removed artificial colors from some varieties, the fundamental problem remains. Capri Sun delivers a massive sugar hit with no fiber, protein, or real nutritional value to slow it down. This is not hydration, this is dessert in a pouch, and it has no place in a daily lunchbox rotation. Now let's look at a crunchy classic that looks harmless in every lunchbox but carries risks most parents never even consider. 2. Cheez-It crackers, that bright red box. That salty, cheesy crunch. Cheez-Its have been a pantry staple in American households for generations. Parents toss them into lunchboxes thinking they're a relatively harmless snack compared to chips or cookies. But when you dig into what's really inside those little orange squares, the picture gets a lot less appetizing. The base ingredient is enriched flour, which means refined wheat that's been stripped of fiber and nutrients during processing. Your child's body treats this almost the same as sugar, causing rapid blood glucose spikes followed by energy crashes and hunger pangs shortly after eating. Then come the oils. Cheez-Its are made with soybean oil and palm oil, both highly processed fats that contribute to inflammation when consumed regularly. These aren't the healthy fats growing bodies need. They're cheap industrial oils used to maximize shelf life and minimize production costs. The sodium content is another red flag. A serving of about 27 crackers contains roughly 230 milligrams of sodium. But here's the problem. No child counts out exactly 27 crackers. Most kids eat far more in a single sitting, easily doubling or tripling that sodium intake without realizing it. The signature orange color comes from annatto extract, and while it's a natural colorant, the overall package is still a nutrient-empty snack designed to be overconsumed. The combination of salt, fat, and crunch hits the brain's reward centers, making it hard to stop eating even when full. Cheese. It might taste like a classic, but classic doesn't mean healthy. Between the refined carbs, inflammatory oils, and excessive sodium, this is one cracker that deserves a serious second look. And now, the number one snack on our list. This one might surprise you because millions of parents trust it completely. 1. Uncrustables. They look like the perfect solution for busy mornings. A sealed peanut butter and jelly sandwich with the crusts already removed, frozen, and ready to toss into any lunchbox. Uncrustables have become one of the most popular convenience foods for children in America. Parents see them as a quick, wholesome option that delivers the comfort of a homemade sandwich without any of the work. But here's the truth most people never stop to consider. Uncrustables are one of the most misleading snacks on the market. Let's start with the bread. A simple homemade sandwich uses bread with maybe 5 or 6 ingredients. The bread in Uncrustables contains around 18. You'll find high fructose corn syrup, soybean oil, and mono and diglycerides, an emulsifier used to extend shelf life and improve texture. This isn't the wholesome bread you'd make at home. It's a processed carrier designed for industrial scale production. The sugar content adds up fast. A single Uncrustable sandwich contains about 9 grams of sugar. That's more than 2 teaspoons of sweetness packed into what parents assume is a balanced lunch item. And because they're small, many kids eat 2 at a time, pushing that sugar total even higher. Fiber is almost non-existent. Despite being a bread-based product, Uncrustables deliver only about 2 grams of fiber per sandwich. That's a tiny fraction of what children need for healthy digestion and sustained energy. What makes Uncrustables so problematic isn't any single ingredient. It's the illusion of simplicity. Parents trust them because they look like something homemade, but in reality, they're a hyper-processed product dressed up as comfort food. Making a real peanut butter and jelly sandwich takes less than 2 minutes. The homemade version gives you control over the bread quality, the sugar content, and the ingredients your child actually consumes. Uncrustables take that control away and replace it with additives, sweeteners, and preservatives. This is the snack that fooled millions of parents, and that's exactly why it earned the #1 spot on our list.